Why are modern women so toxic and entitled? And why are modern men so weak and not real men anymore? And why are they at each other's throats like sworn enemies, especially online? Maybe one of the main problems is money. Do you think that we could say that individualism, materialism, and the current unaffordable cost of living may have something to do with it? Because the love of money is the root of many evils, and money for many means stability. It means the ability to have a family. It means social importance. It is a potent driver of human behavior. Sex, fame, and fortune are some of the closest counterfeits to love. Like, if we think about it, 20 years ago, the average entry level mailman was earning more than the average income in America today. Imagine making $60,000 per year straight out of high school, no experience, no education, and no debt. Literally able to afford a mortgage and provide modestly for a family on a single income. Such a man was able to fit the idea of a successful man. He was able to see himself with pride when he looked in the mirror, a proud, hard-working, contributing member of society who could provide and protect with an honest living and was able to be viewed as a man by women as well. Well, as far as what the ideal of what a man should be at that time was anyways. In today's world, this no longer exists. Everyone outside of the top 15 or 10% is struggling. Almost everyone has been forced into survival mode, requiring dual income, childcare, and often more than one job just to keep their heads above water. There is a growing number of kids born outside of marriage, as the marriage rates themselves also plummet. Divorce is normalized, even incentivized. All of this while being barraged 24/7 with materialism and ridiculous beauty and lifestyle standards. And then we have red pill outrage and radical feminism outrage radicalizing the chronically online, feeding into their wounds and biases. For example, both men and women are being sold the narrative that men are worthless and unnecessary and are not a real man without the ability to be a single income provider. And any man who exists outside of that is broke, dusty, wanting a mom and princess treatment, and is lazy. And the fact is, many people who grew up in a single income situation, conditioned to the belief that a real man provides, now have to come to terms with the fact that that will most likely not be their reality, and then still be able to respect themselves and their partners. Men who don't see themselves as a real man because they are not 6 feet tall and a millionaire will be wounded. His belief of his own inadequacy will poison all of his relationships, just as all the women who even subconsciously expect a man should check off every box on an exhaustive list of standards and calls everything the bare minimum, constantly comparing her lifestyle to all the other women online, fueling unhappiness and entitlement. When it comes to money, a man is expected to provide it in ways that women are not. And that is one of the little differences that can cause a lot of division. There is an extreme amount of pressure and stress on both men and women in the modern world, and an ever-growing lack of purpose, connection, and impact. People are struggling. Everyone is angry, and it's much easier to take that anger out on each other and point the finger at the low-key object of our desire that we are high-key unsuccessful with. Don't skip over that. Rejection feeds resentment. It's so much easier to feed into narratives of outrage than it is to face our own inadequacies and fears, to do the work to see ourselves and each other differently and to make space for those differences, to level ourselves up to align with what we would like to see in a potential partner, and to come together to heal the broken homes that most of us come from, especially the loudest ones. It is no coincidence that many of the so-called leaders of masculinity and feminism are often also the most chronically single and incapable of healthy, desirable relationships themselves. And so they lead armies of angry, unsuccessful incels and man-haters off a cliff of confirmation bias. But what do you think?